Hello, Taurus. Did you miss me? I've been away for a few weeks just because I've been on vacations, but I have been trying to work. I just had a lot of problems with I'm just going to give you a little smudging here. I've been having a bit of issues with my technology, but now I got the right cables again, so I think it's okay. So let's dive into your reading, my angels. Let's see what's going on. I have a new spread, so I'm excited to try it out with you guys. I just did it on Aries and I loved it, so I hope that it brings in some really cool messages for you. But as I have been, I am going to do a little bit of the sound bowl for you, so take a deep breath with me if you'd like, but if not, you can skip. But if you'd like, then take a deep breath with me. Breathe out. And let's get grounded. So I heard 3 people. And I feel like I've heard a store called that. Oh God, hold on. Actually, I'm going to talk to you whilst I fix that. Let me just change the camera angle. There we go. So 3 people is at a store. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone. I feel like that might be from the US, but you guys can correct me. It might not be that. It could also represent 3 people in your life. Could be significant. Okay. What else could it mean? Free the people. Who knows? I don't know. Let's dive into your reading though. All right, let's see. For Taurus, anything interesting, anything important? What is the energies that you want to bring up for this next week for Taurus? This literally came out for Aries, so there could be a lot going on in terms of your relationships. You guys always seem to have something similar to Aries, which is interesting. I'm going to pull you your own, but just be aware there could be a lot going on around relationships, really finding out who is really loyal to you, who is the right people, to have around you. All right, let's see. One for specifically and exclusively Taurus. Thank you. TikTok. All right. A ticking time bomb going on over here. So you could just be worried about the timing. That could be what this card is representing. It's this need to let go of something, okay? Especially if it's making you anxious. I'm picking up on like tapping feet. That you could have just seeing something like this, like you're feeling anxious. Spirit's asking for you to let it go, right? There are some things out of our control, like the timing of something, okay? That in particular, we cannot fix, change, or manipulate, right? Let's see. What else for Taurus? Anything that they need to hear for the week ahead? Anything that's going to help me understand what's going on in their life right now? Hostilities. Woo! Woof. Feels like something's going to blow up, but not in a bad way, but because we were seeing the energies around the ticking time bomb, it's like you feel something coming for sure. I don't know if the hostilities is you or someone around you who feels this way towards you. Regardless, there's some hostilities. All right, let's see what that's about. This is giving Page of Swords. Like it's the same kind of vibe. They're both standing in the same way. So you're being triggered about something. Someone's triggering you. You've triggered someone. But Taurus, quest. Okay, this comes as a separate message saying that you might feel like you need to, travel high and low to find your purpose. But the truth is you're already living it. All right. She's looking for the blue path and she's saying out loud, when I go through troubled waters, whatever, through the seasons, I will find the blue path. And it takes this little boy to say, oh, you mean a blue path right in front of you? Sometimes we overcomplicate things. That's basically what this card means. Sometimes we feel like our purpose is so out of reach. We must become or be someone completely different in order to live. But the thing is, you're here as you are. You're exactly where you need to be in order to continue your path and to, I guess, step into your purpose. What if your purpose was to go through everything you went through to then do something different? Who knows? All right, anyway, let's dive into your tarot. I think I have some tea leaf that I want to pull out for you. All I'm trying to say with that is that you don't need to do anything but be where you are now and then move forward along the path, right? Your path is already in front of you. You're already on it. All right, anything else for Taurus? Get back to the basics. Romance is in the air, so that's interesting. And depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. That I was picking up on anxiety and feeling anxious for sure. I wonder if that has something to do with hostilities, right? Whatever that vulture is, we're going to figure that one out. Quill, get back to the basics. It's time to really replan your life. If you feel a bit lost, which sometimes with the quest we might feel like that, we procrastinate, like, okay, in order to have this career, I must do everything that circles around it, instead of going directly for it. Some of you do need to just go after the thing that you want to go down the route that you need to take. Okay. Romance in the air, it's very self-explanatory. We did have that already kind of show up, that there was some significance around your love life, and then that vulture seems to be something to do with the hostility. So let's figure it out, right? Let me just give this a bit of a shuffle. I'm gonna get what's the overall vibes? What's the overall vibes of this week? What's the major theme of the week for Taurus? The Four of Cups. That's an interesting one. Again, it came up for Aries too. Maybe you guys need to watch that reading. So this, I'm gonna have to clarify this, but the Four of Cups to me, and as of today, I've really been feeling a bit like free will and a bit of escapism. Of course, this usually represents receiving an offer, but you might reject it because, maybe you're feeling a bit in your comfort zone, or maybe a bit over it in life. You're a bit, ticked off or a little bit hostile towards spirit, maybe even as well, that you might not be willing to accept something that could be good for you. It's a little bit of the hostilities. It makes a bit of sense there. So being open-minded is always a good advice when the Four of Cups comes in, because this offer could change your life, right? Could be about being more open in terms of love, but this seems to be advice for you. In terms of this week, as I was saying, it was a bit of escapism that came up for Aries, but I'm going to pull some cards so I can figure it out for you, because I want to give you guys a different message. I feel like it's slightly different. What does OP stand for? Okay, what's the Four of Cups doing? This is a major theme. Ace of Wands. New beginning. Could be moving. Could be a work project. Okay, for sure. Okay. So you guys are going to be receiving a work project during this time, or a new idea comes your way, and Spirit really wants you to be open-minded to accept it. Again, as I said, your hostilities or your anxieties or your worries, and that vulture energy of you feeling like maybe this is someone's giving you something to, I don't know, take it away from you. I don't know what it is, but your preconceived beliefs, is it, am I saying that right? The beliefs that you have about this before you even accept it is probably going to make you feel like, oh, I'm not going to take that from that person, So just be aware. Ace of Wands is great, okay? But you might not be feeling like you're ready for change. Maybe that you're ready for some movement. But Spirit's saying, trust me, bro, you might want to take this. So let's see. Maybe you feel like, I can't take this yet. In order to take this, I must be stronger, better, blah, 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 blah. But Spirit's saying it's blah, 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 Taurus. You can take this now and it will still be just as good. You're already living your purpose. I think some of you feel like you need to be so much different to accept this great offer, opportunity, or change. Let's dive into your reading. Can I get, I'm going to pull out the cards for you. Let's see. What's your energy at this time? Someone's likes football. I say football. To some Americans out there, it's soccer. Three Cups, Ace Pentacles. You guys are going to be celebrating something to do with money, finances, a fresh start, or a stable new beginning, right? Ace of Pentacles can be, again, a job offer. It could be, again, really good for you. I feel like this might be different. Okay, what am I picking up on here? I feel, okay, some of you do need a dopamine detox. What was I about to say? Because I feel a little bit like, this is nice. I like this. Ace of Pentacles is really good for stable things. Ace of Wands is more of it's passionate. It's like more of a flame that can burn out. Four of Cups though, so that's why, okay, sorry. Let me get myself together. Four of Cups, I feel like something's being offered to you that is a lot of fun, but it may not seem fun to you because, as I said, if we're going to speak about it, a bit of like, you're a little bit, how can I explain this? When you have too much sugar, so everything else that's not super sugary tastes like nothing and doesn't taste very good, right? And it feels a little bit like that. Like there is something that you've had too much of and it's kind of burnt out your system a little bit, where this is where I say dopamine detox is, you could be being invited to go have some fun with some friends, right? But to you, you'd rather scroll on your phone or watch some sort of movie or distract yourself in some escapisms. That's where I was kind of saying that. So I wonder if that's something that Spirit wants you to bring more real fun into your life. Hobbies, right? Get a new hobby. Enjoy in the moment. I feel like some of you need to come off the screen. So yeah, I mean it. Once you listen to this reading, turn it off. Or just find more fun in your life again. I don't know what that means by that. But anyway, 3 of Cups, really good. Ace of Pentacles, you are going to be celebrating something during this week. 3 of Cups, 3 people. There is something significant around 3 people in your life who have maybe something to do with this Ace of Pentacles, this job opportunity or this financial opportunity coming away. That feels really good for you. Okay. Let's then go into the energy of the week. What's the overall energy, main energy of the week? 7 of Cups. Okay, so it's a mixture of emotions for sure. A lot going on. Could be a lot of options going on. A lot of feelings going around. Interesting that we have this rose here. So, yeah, I feel like lots of different aspects of your life are kind of being up in the air is what they're showing me. I feel like you have a lot of things you need to do. I'm seeing a little bit of juggling going on here. You got romance, all that kind of stuff. Maybe something to do with the home that you're trying to figure out. Maybe someone is in spirit that you're thinking of just because of the angel wings here. Your image, maybe. That's an interesting. Anyway, I'm going to clarify some things as we go on. But I want to get out what is going on with you in the near future. How are you going to show up after this week? Oh, well, look at it here. Happy family, happy home, rewards, it's the rainbow after the storm is what I say with this. So it's like happily ever after, really. Okay, so everything's going to be fine. You're going to have a lot of family celebrations, a lot of joy coming into your life after this week, which is nice. And I feel like maybe because some sort of confusion is going to be sorted, so that's awesome too. Let's dive a bit deeper into these messages then. I'm going to look at the overall energy of the week. Why is it showing the 7 of Cups here? Could be like a misunderstanding. King of Cups, it's all about your feelings and emotions for sure. There's a lot going on, as I was saying here. The King of Cups is all about balance over your feelings and emotions. It's emotional mastery, right? Knowing when to dive into your feelings and when to dive deep, or how to use them to your best advantage, if you will, to heal, to learn, to grow. And there are other times where emotions kind of get the best of you. So the King of Cups is really, again, about being a bit like the boat, like sailing on top of the sea, not going into it. Okay, what does that mean? You're going to have to learn how to control your feelings and emotions at this time. Which again could be this whole like anxiety, worry, depression, as I was saying here, worry that something's going against you. Again, as I said, maybe a bit of a misunderstanding. One more for the 7 of Cups. What's the cause of this? The 8 of Swords. So it is something to do with the mind. And interesting how this is not fully reversed or in the upright. So it almost is just like both of these are existing at the same time. That's what it feels like. Half of this week, you're a bit anxious, you're a bit worried. The other half is you in this King of Cups. So I feel like there are times where you're able to do this, but there are times where it's too overwhelming for you. And I wonder what is overwhelming? Too much going on? The 8 of Swords is a feeling of being stuck. Okay, it's a feeling of being trapped or stuck or in a really uncomfortable situation. And a lot of the time when we are in difficult situations in life, or when things are overwhelming, we can feel really trapped. And then that's when maybe scarier thoughts come to mind, or we feel like, oh my God, like the rest of my life going to be this way, that kind of thoughts. We feel even more stuck. But the truth is, sure, in some areas you might be stuck, or how you see yourself is stuck, but you are free. So they want you to kind of, as I said, both of these exist at the same time. You're going through difficult situations, but you're also able to balance above them. So they're kind of like giving grace to 2 of these. I hope that makes sense to you. Anyway, let's see why you're showing up as a 10 of Cups in the near future. Why is this Taurus, the energy of Taurus in the near future? Look at that. Everything's working out. That's what I'm hearing. Everything is working out. 8 of Pentacles, really good for, again, finances. You'll start to see a lot of growth, or at least a lot of reward in your workspace. And maybe you guys are, again, getting good news. I'm seeing an award, literally award for somebody that's coming up for you. And some of you, if you do music, I'm seeing that too. being that, so you might win something, but just ultimately you're getting recognition for your work. Okay, you're receiving payouts, or your money's increasing, your skills are getting better, you're just ultimately feeling like things are working out. So again, rest be that doesn't make any sense. Rest well, knowing that everything's going to be fine. Okay, this week is a bit of a hiccup is what they're saying here, like emotionally not knowing how to deal with the situation. Why is Taurus showing up with 3 of Cups and Ace of Pentacles and their energy? Temperance. All right, so it's about balance and harmony. So I feel like you feel happy during this week and celebrating the Ace of Pentacles, financial stability or a new stable beginning, a fresh start, especially with Temperance being maybe about forgiveness. Maybe it's around a social circle, people getting back together again after maybe some difficulty, because this feels like the beginning of the story, which is why now things are back into harmony again. 5 of Wands is a card of conflict, competition, immaturity, battles, chaos, conflict. 10 of Wands is having to let that go because it was getting too much, overburdened, maybe in a workspace, whatever it is for you. Something was too much for you and it felt very competitive, and I think that you realize it's not the scene for me, right? Judgment, again, about release, letting go. And maybe some of you, if this is job, for example, I don't know how it relate to you, you feel like you missed out on an opportunity, or you felt not good enough after this happened. Or maybe that's why you let it go. You felt like you couldn't rise above competition. If that's the case, I am kind of feeling that there is like, you're getting another chance, because 3 of Cups can also be about reconciliation, as I was saying. And especially with Temperance here, it is also another card of reconciliation. But if it's not to do with just love, again, I'm going to keep it general. I don't know where it comes up for you, but I am getting a sort of vibe that it was, it was getting too heated or too much for you. It was overburdening you. So don't feel ashamed of letting go of something. Clearly wasn't the right time, but now it is, because this is a beautiful combination of cards. So don't feel guilty about this. 5 of Pentacles, again, maybe financially you took a bit of a hit because of this, or again, you just didn't feel good enough, so you let it go. The Judgment tells me that was the right call. Even if it made you feel a bit, stuck and whatever, it may have set you back mentally, emotionally. It was the right call for you to do that. Judgment is all about truth and surrender. And you surrendered to how something was kind of getting too much for you. So again, it's coming back around again during this week. And this feels really good. Okay, well then, I've been yapping. Oh my God, I said to myself, these readings can be kind of quick because I'm trying to deal with the backlog of work here. But hey, I like doing my job, so I always take extra time. But anyway. All right, what's the next thing? I want to look into your recent past. I feel like I already just did that, but we're just going to do it for the sake of the spread. So anything that I need to know about what Taurus has just been through. Queen of Cups, interesting. Interesting how that's come through with the King of Cups was clarifying this. So an emotional time is what that's showing me, feeling more sensitive to life. Okay, maybe some of you did recently go on vacation. I'm seeing that for sure, somewhere by the beach. Anything I need to know about this? I'm going to clarify it, but they're showing me the rose here too. So I wonder if you went on vacation with someone, or if you met someone on vacation, or without the vacation being here. Queen of Cups tells me that this is something to do with falling in love or thinking about love for sure. I will clarify that, but let me look at, I'm going to clarify it now. Sorry. I'm just going to go with what I feel. Okay. Queen of Cups coming through. Why is this here in the recent past for Taurus? I think they're also showing me, again, like that's also to do with a lot of anxiety in your recent past. Why is this here? 10 of Swords, probably because of an ending. So that could be a breakup that you guys experienced in the past. So that may be why you felt... Okay, yes, okay. Whew. Sorry, because it's a general reading, it's so hard to pick one example because I don't know how it will show up for you per se, but I'm just going to try my best to make sure everyone knows what the message is. 10 of Swords is an ending, right? And the Queen of Cups says that again, I think you've been able to gain control, which is ironic, because as I said, it was a bit of a mixed feeling there over your feelings around a situation coming to an end. Maybe you knew it was for the best, or I think maybe you've already come to a point where you've healed from this. Maybe this happened a while ago. But whatever it is, 10 of Swords is an ending. Queen of Cups, maybe it's someone that if you are in a relationship, maybe it's someone that they are going through an ending in their life or a difficult situation, because that might be the relation to romance, but whatever. 10 of Swords, an ending. Seven of Swords is here on the bottom of the deck, and the Five of Swords. I'm seeing a little bit of malpractice is the word coming to mind, or I'm seeing something is not quite right about this energy. I think because here what you can see is almost someone, this is a ill-intentioned card, right? Sneaky card. And I feel like this person's celebrating because something that they did something sneaky. Someone did something sneaky. And I think that they have been able to get away with it, at least in their mind, whilst you're feeling the blunt of it. I don't know what phrases they're bringing up here. Brunt of it. I feel like Spirit's really has been trying to warn you about if you had like alarm bells, like all these crows showing up is so weird and wild, and they're like screaming in your ear, like in here. Something was warning you, your intuition was warning you about somebody. And maybe, like they're reminding me of instances where my mom went through a really weird situation, and there was someone that she felt she had a really weird feeling about, that they had something to do with something shady. And when this person called her, the fire alarm went off, and it was like really weird. It was like really, so that's where I'm feeling the alarm bells were going off about this person. So that's the kind of thing I was seeing. Anyway, either way, you clearly already know now what's happening. You're going through that situation. So Ten of Swords, an ending for sure. And something that again, kind of got to you. Maybe created anxiety, for example. Okay, let's now go into what your challenges might be during this week. Nine of Wands, okay. And another challenge for Taurus during this week. What's the challenge during this week? The Queen of Wands, interesting. Because the Queen of Wands is, if it's to do with you, of course, it could be a person around you. It could be a fire sign if you were dealing with anyone there. Aries, Leo, Sag. I'm going to clarify, of course. But both of these are both of these are wands, so it could be again in your career or in terms of like having to keep up the fight of life, right? Trying to pursue things whilst you're going through a lot of other things. Queen of Wands can be about your confidence. Your challenge really is about still showing up as your best self, even though you might be dealing with a lot of different feelings. The Nine of Wands tells me that you guys are a little bit of a wounded warrior at this time. Again, I was picking up on that you do feel a bit, maybe there are hostilities, maybe you are upset about someone, maybe you do feel like something was shady, whatever it is, and your feelings are a little bit, here, there, everywhere. Nine of Wands is a bit like you're ready for a fight again. That's what it feels like. You're ready to kind of defend yourself, or you're ready to speak up, or you're ready to bark is what I'm hearing. Okay, why is this here in a challenge? Why is the Nine of Wands here in a challenge? Ace of Cups, interesting. A lot of you, you can't even see. A lot of you are protecting your heart. But I'm just going to say with this combination, I do pick up a little bit here on anger being it's almost like a shield to maybe some self-worth issues that you guys have. Ace of Cups being here is like a love offer, or it's again like there is love here, or your heart spaces seems to be important around this Nine of Wands. The Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles as well, is a loss, right? Feeling not good enough, or again a loss, like losing something. I always see it as a whole, whatever that is to you, internal, external. So Nine of Wands, maybe this is just saying why you're feeling a little bit like this, a bit of a wounded warrior, because something got to your heart. So on the outside, again, your challenge is like showing up as someone different than what's really going on inside. That's what it feels like. I'm going to go into your advice in a second, actually. So what's the Queen of Wands doing in the advice? The Empress. Interesting. Knowing your worth is definitely a shared value between the Empress and the Queen of Wands. As a challenge. So this could be a mother figure here, or a woman. Like it doesn't have to be a woman, actually. Just a feminine energy, right? Someone who shows up. Maybe they are a parent, for example, a nurturing one. So this person, maybe there is a little bit of a difficulty in romance for some of you. Again, I'm not gonna dive too deep into those specifics. I will do that a bit later, but because this part is a general reading. But there definitely feels a little bit like needing to know your worth is your challenge, needing to show up as someone who's able to have the things that you desire, and trusting in that is your challenge. Showing up maybe in terms of the workspace is your challenge. Let's now see what your advice is. What's the advice for Taurus during this week? Emperor. Ooh, that's interesting. Interesting indeed, because the Emperor is a masculine, right? And these two are a combo. So again, it could be in relation to love, for example, that it could be a challenge, but your advice is to show up as the Emperor in a masculine energy, in control, as a leader in your life, for example, to kind of take matches back into your own hands, right? To be more disciplined is also the advice. And also to see things for the long term is really important with this card, especially when you're worried about like having anxiety. I feel like they're wanting you to look at the long term. Okay, well, let's see what else. What else is the advice for Taurus? And we'll clarify. The Sun. The Sun's advice is beautiful because it kind of is, again, that reassurance everything's going to be okay. All right, why is the Emperor the advice? The Walled. That's about new beginnings. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay, some of you might be starting your own business because this is jumping on top of get back to the basics. Eight of Pentacles is about your work and your skills. Some of you are going to, I'm hearing upgrade. So that could mean like maybe you're getting a promotion, or maybe you're being called to go for the promotion. For example, as I said, maybe this is what this is. Maybe this is what you'll be celebrating, or this is the passionate project that they're wanting you to take here. So I want to see where the hostilities come from, but it's clearly to do with the Nine of Wands. Maybe it's to do with your heart. Something is hurt to you in your heart space. Okay. So Eight of Pentacles, get back to the basics. They want you to really build a structure for your empire. Don't forget about the long-term vision. The wild card, again, it's like a fresh start. It's a new beginning, or a new cycle at least, and stepping into the Emperor energy. That's what they want you to do. Transform yourself. Become more disciplined. As I said, if you have been having a little bit of like an overwhelm of short-term fulfillment and have forgotten about long-term, I feel like that's where they're kind of wanting you to wean off of the screens, like I was saying, like get back to the discipline that you might need for long-term happiness. And it always gives me a quote that I don't remember fully, so I'm going to butcher it, but I'm going to do my best because it's a very good quote and very important for everyone to remember. But it's something about let me think about it. I'm going to pause this and then I'm going to Google it, actually, because that it's important. Okay, guys, we got it. I'm going to read it. Easy decisions now is a hard life in the future, and hard decisions now are an easy life in the future. So I feel like that heavily is around that Emperor energy. Okay, so that's where your advice is to change that, right? Definitely about being more hardworking, but you're a Taurus, right? But I feel like it's more about being a leader, right? It's the Emperor. It's not your card. It's not the Hierophant. It's the Emperor. So it's really about gaining control, okay, of your decisions and of the empire that you're building. So why is the Sun your advice as well? Eight of Cups, interesting. I love that, actually. Your advice is to look at things a bit differently. And as I was saying, there is definitely a shift going on. And I'm going to show you these cards up close. Hello. Because I always say in the background, that is the Sun. So it's like you're choosing long-term or real happiness or real things. Because this flame here is just a little flame. Like it's just a little thing that's going to keep you warmer. Is there something much bigger in the background? And that, whatever that means to you, if we're going to relate it to happiness, because the Sun is a card of happiness, if we're going to relate it to maybe even enlightenment, I don't know what this means to you, but the Hangman says that you're looking at things through a different lens. And there is this very bright light that's guiding you somewhere new, and that's the Sun, towards happiness, joy, and success. So Eight of Cups, your advice, you have to leave things behind that just don't serve you emotionally, right? It's starting to dissipate, if you want to call it that, or disappear. I'm hearing like there's only so many excuses you can make before, because I'm seeing these as like, oh, well, stakes, there's 8 of these here, and one by one they start to go down, go down, go down. So I wonder if this is something that you've known you needed to do for a while, or a direction you know you needed to take for a while. I don't know what I'm talking about, so let me know in the comments if it makes sense for you. But it's like, but you kept like I have all these reasons to not do that, right? To stay and to at least a little bit longer, or it's not the right time, or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm going to call it excuses. That's what Spirit's saying. Don't shoot the messenger. And now you're kind of having none left, right? Because that's what Spirit does, by the way. If they want you to go in a direction, they are going to, my goodness, they are going to force you at some point. You need to trust your intuition for sure. Because otherwise, again, like if you don't like your workspace and say, well, I'm not going to, it's too comfortable for me to leave, well, they're going to make it uncomfortable. And that's what I'm kind of seeing. So bear with, let me just quickly fix the screen. Okay, officially yapping for half an hour again. Did this with Aries too. Like, I'm just clearly here for the fun. So yeah, so you're kind of getting a bigger flame, which is important. So whatever that means to you, it's the sun guiding you. So they're saying it's okay to let go of some comfort for now if it means you're going to get something much bigger in the future. So whatever that means to you, let me know in the comments what that means to you, because I'd love to know. All right, let's then look at your near future. What's going on there? And then we're going to look into love, career, money, and a specific message for somebody. All right, let's see what's going on in the near future for Taurus. So in the next week or so, or after all of this, what's in the near future for Taurus? 6 of Pentacles. So you might find yourself being a bit more charitable, or again receiving. I always see this as like receiving something from someone else, but the 6 of Pentacles is a really equal give and take. It's really about weighing up what you're giving your time and energy to, and if you want to call it decision making, sure, but it's all about bringing balance into your life, right? Paying more attention to your health, paying more attention to your routine. So this is really good news, especially for those who have been in a bit of a comfort zone for a little while now, and it's starting to get to you. It's really good for those of you who want to start actively making small little choices that will equate to a better life, or the life that you want or see for yourself. So that's good. Again, some of you could be receiving money. So as I was saying before, they were showing me here that you were going to get some rewards, and I'm seeing that again here too. So that's awesome. So where's the explosion that we were speaking about? I wonder if that's already happened, or as I was saying, because of anxiety, worries that something's against you. I wonder if this anxiety that you feel, this countdown, is actually just not even going to happen. I wonder if it was just your mind, because everything looks kind of good here. Let's look at love. I will try to clarify the hostilities if it doesn't show up, but let's look at love for you. Area of love for Taurus. Seeing a bathroom plug. Ooh, oh my goodness. That's where hostilities are. God damn. Sorry. 2 of Swords. Major decision to go here. Like, this is actually not very happy, right? Now, King of Cups. Interesting, because that was in the middle of your spread, and we was kind of getting glimpses of romance. It does feel like there's a divide in your love life. For those who are in one, if you're not in one, this could be an ex. I don't know what's showing up. Let me know. The interesting thing is this Queen of Swords is surrounded by these dove birds, which is all about peace. And why do I feel like I've seen that here? It's an option. Okay, so you have multiple options. I think you're aware of that. Someone is probably wanting to amend things with you. However, they have hostilities. I don't see this as you. I see you as the King of Cups, but I don't know. How am I going to say this to a bunch of thousands of people? Because you showed up here, I mean, it could be someone coming, I don't know. King of Cups can be a romantic person, right? If I'm going to say masculine energy, feminine energy. Someone could have a child, right? That could be something that might help someone. Like, I'm seeing a son. Could be a son. Doesn't have to be. Again, just kind of pointing out some specifics. Doesn't have to be. But the Page of Swords is the hostilities. I told you that from the beginning. This is my Page of Swords. Someone has hostilities to you. But if you relate to this being a love interest, who may be dealing with a lot of difficult things right now, and you're the Queen of Swords that wants peace, I don't know, but you have hostilities against someone, then there's a conversation coming up about that. I'm going to assume you're the King of Cups just because it came up here, okay? So like, take it however it is. Either way, there is an option coming through that someone wants to talk with you, but they have a lot of hostilities. In fact, they say they want to talk with you, but I think they want to hear you talk, because this person's a bit mad about something, and I don't know what that is. They have hostilities. King of Cups trusts that I feel like this is some inner work that you've been doing with yourself, where you can show up maturely for this conversation. The question is, can they? Because this person can be very cutting with their words, with what I'm seeing, because it's Page of Swords. They have hostilities. They're ready to slice you up, right? They're ready with the sword to start cutting you off. And I think you have to place some boundaries with this person, because even though they might want they want something from you, right? They specifically, I'm sorry. This is very intuitive for someone out there, but they want to hear something specific. And I think they're ready. If you don't say it, they're going to come here swinging the sword. Can I understand the King of Cups? I have an energy. Yeah. Oh, Queen of Swords with the Queen of Swords. Five of Swords. Well, both of you are kind of the same. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Both of you want to talk, but I think you're more reserved for sure. Okay. Why is the Queen of Swords... Why is the Queen of Swords here? Can I clarify the Queen of Swords? Judgment. Yeah, they want forgiveness, or they want to release things, right? The Judgment is truth. They want truth. They want clarity. They want maybe because of the dove birds and the Judgment, they at least want peace in a situation. Or again, this could just be you. I'll just let you. I'm not going to say it anymore, I promise. I'll let you deal with it, like however it applies to you. So you could definitely be having a conversation with someone for the result, hopefully, of some peace of mind. And why is the Page of Swords here? The Magician. I don't like that at all, because Magician can be manipulative, right? Especially because it's with hostilities. If someone's got a child that's manipulative, or I don't know what that is, but it just feels a little bit like, I always see something mixing the pot with this combo. It could be a friend, by the way, that's mixing it up. Good news is, the Queen of Swords, whoever this is, there is a chance of a good conversation, one that's peaceful. Just be aware of someone in the background who is a gossiper. They're what we call the shit stirrer. This is a young energy, or immature energy full of hate. So you'll know who this is, because I think maybe you know who they are. This could be a family member of theirs. I don't know. But it just feels like someone who just loves drama, I guess. And so of course they're going to find that in you. So this conversation, I'm hearing meet me where you're at, or meet me where I'm at. So that could be a meet up, but I feel like that's like a little bit of like coming to the same level, which for sure I see. Five of Pentacles. Both of you feel left out in the dark here. Both of you feel a hole. There's a lot of outcome. Six of Swords. That's moving forward. Could be a card of moving on, especially with the Hermit being here alone. Queen of Cups. Knight of Swords. Someone's going to decide that they'd rather be alone, and that might be you, because as I said, the Queen of Cups could be you. Probably because of this, like someone's hostility. I don't know. What's this hostilities card? Can I just see that? Tower and the Queen of Wands, which we said was a challenge here. Tower. So the Tower being with hostilities, and the Queen of Wands is something shook up someone's confidence, or again, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, a breakup. So someone's got hostilities over a breakup, or how something ended, or how something fell apart, or because of some sort of life-changing or transformation. And I wonder if they're like a bit, if it's not a third party, like not third party as in cheating, I'm not picking up on that. What I am picking up is someone in the picture who is, again, the challenge that we saw before. And it could be someone's mother, you know, as I was saying, because there was the Empress that came up here. It feels like the hostilities that someone has got is that a situation knocked their confidence or self-worth. And that could be you. Maybe that's why you want to know something, or I don't know what it is. My goodness. Either way, there definitely is a chance for reconciliation, or at least, again, as I said, peace of mind. But it's up to you. Like, your free will there, honey. If you want reconciliation, it's there. Someone wants peace at least. We have the Two of Swords, Decision, High Priestess. Trust your intuition on this. And both of these mean the same thing. Because Wheel of Fortune is important. To trust in yourself. If you feel like something's unforgivable, or that something's not going to work, you need to trust that, okay? Otherwise, you're going to put yourself in a karmic cycle again. All right, my God, that was deep. 40 minutes. Oh my God, Katie. You guys need to comment, all right? At least like engage with the content if you're here throughout this. All right, let's see what's going on in the career and money side of things for Taurus. Tower. That could be where there's a major change here. Can I see what this is about? Tower card, major loss. Maybe you guys have had a bit of like major financial expense, for example. What's the Tower card doing in the career or money? Oh, the Lovers, interesting. Eight of Cups. So this is the advice that we had earlier about walking away from something that wasn't fulfilling and in towards something new. So actually the Tower feels destructive, but I think it's actually because it's coming from your choice. And that's why the Lovers is here. Maybe you're going through a bit of a breakup. So maybe you're deciding to change your career too, or maybe both of these things are kind of falling apart in a bit. But this is more free will because choices and Eight of Cups, but Lovers, something to do with a relationship, could have something to do with the. But anyways, Eight of Cups, walking away from something that doesn't serve you to go towards something better. Some of you could, again, be working for yourself, or again, you feel like something better is out there and you're deciding to leave something behind before that's guaranteed, but because you know that it's there and that you're being guided there and Spirit's saying yes. I wouldn't usually recommend that, and I'm not going to say that you should go and quit your job. But if you do feel like that's something that you feel guided to and that you know that this is a important choice, and you know, of course, like, anyways, I'm just going to say some of you are already changing up your career here because you feel like something is much better out there for you. Something aligns with you much better. It'll bring you much more happiness and a new you. And I'm seeing that too. Can I get a little specific message for somebody out there? Hermit. Need to spend some time alone. The Hermit is all about wisdom, all right? Looking at life through a different lens, needing some time alone for introspection so that you can really understand. Some of you are old souls for sure. That's a specific message here. And some of you have a spirit guide who's telling that you're shedding the skins here, that little snake at the bottom. And you're breaking karmic cycles for sure because it's in an affinity sign. You're breaking a loop that you've been in. And why is the Hermit here? Can I understand that? Death card. On top of the Rose, romance is in the air. We did see that the Hermit came up here too. So a specific message for someone, it's time to work on your independence or individuality, with or without a person, I don't know. But the Nine of Pentacles is also about you, yourself, and you. Me, myself, and I, that's what you need. And this is where you're really going to find your peace. Okay, Death card, death and rebirth. Okay, something needs to be let go. There's change, transformation coming through for you. Even if it's in a relationship, what this specific message is for someone is that you're probably understanding that you need more you time, or you need more independence. One sneeze, that's an omen. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Some of you could be like planting herbs, or you could have a thing for that. Either way, it's really about you and yourself. Like, I feel like even if it's like your own friendships, right, it just feels like you guys need your own life. I don't know what they mean by that, because that's going to be the only thing that's going to make you feel better. Okay, you need to understand that. I wonder if you put too much like of your heart in other people's hands, that you don't even that when they break it and stuff, like, it feels a little bit like a bit of a challenge. Anyway, Taurus, I have been yapping for 42 minutes. I love you guys so much. I, of course, enjoy doing this. So if you enjoyed it and you spent all this time with me, then please leave me a like and a comment. It really helps me out on this channel to grow and evolve in my own life. And so I appreciate you guys for even watching, because that already helps me too. So thank you. But yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you. I think I've been here for way too long anyways. So I wish you guys all the best for the week. Thank you for being so patient with me as I've been getting these out. I love you guys always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right.